Hello, everyone. Today we are going to continue our look at the games by top players. And we're going to look at a nice attacking game by the first world champion, Wilhelm Steinitz. Steinitz played some really good chess, and occasionally he played some very questionable chess. But the game I'm about to show you has some really fun attacking ideas. So this is a game he's playing with the black pieces. He is playing against Karl Hempy, and this game was played in the glorious year of 1859. Um, Hempy starts with e4. Steins plays e5. Let me jump to analysis board. Um, and Hempy plays knight c3, which is called the Vienna game. What also makes it interesting is this game was played in the city of Vienna, which is, as all of you know, is the capital of Austria. Um, and one of the points of playing the Vienna is it can become an improved king's gambit. White waits for black to play knight f6 and then plays f4, which is what happens in this game. And just to provide you a very quick idea how this could go horribly wrong for black, if black accepts the gambit, white plays e5. The problem for black is in the regular king's gambit, this queen can come out here. Let me show you really quickly. Um, let me show you really quickly. So e4, e5, f4. After takes, black has this option. So white cannot play something like g4. He has to play a move like knight f3, which stops the queen from coming. The difference is in the improved version, if white gets it, after black takes, white can play e5. The knight will run away, or black can throw this in to pin the pawn, and white will throw this in. And the annoying thing is the knight needs to go home. So that's not very exciting for black. Um, and if the knight runs away immediately, white will play this move, take control of this square, will play d4, will do this, and life is great. But if black knows what he's doing, he's not going to take. And so in this game, Steinitz plays d5, challenging the center immediately. So pawn d5. If white takes this pawn, black can take this one. So Hempy decides to take this pawn first. Now, in an interesting development, Steinitz takes back. This is probably a better move, but Steinitz takes back. And he has a very specific point. The very specific point is that if white takes, which is what happened, black has a mini tactic. I'm going to pause and see if you can find it. So the idea is black would like to play this check, and after blocks, he would like to fork. The problem is he cannot fork because this knight is here. So the idea is black takes first. After white takes back, which is what happened, white took with the b pawn. Now Steinitz has queen h4. So after g3, of course, we will have this fork. So white decides to play king. After which, of course, black plays here, but this does not win a queen because white can block. Okay, so far so good. And now Steinitz gets all his pieces out. He plays knight c6, um, trying to take advantage of the spin to take the pawn. White defends, pawn d4, and Steinitz castles and gets another piece into the game. So this is interesting. Black is threatening to take again because of this spin and because of this spin. Okay, so White decides to unpin, and now Steinitz decides to have some fun. He takes the knight. Taking with the king seems a little bit scary. Kings on f3 are not usually great. Although I believe computer thinks this is absolutely okay for White. Uh, so White takes with the pawn, and now Stein sacrifices, and the logic is he's getting the rest of his pieces out with tempo. So knight e5, White takes back, and Stein brings in his bishop. The threat is obvious. These things connect over here. So White decides to stop it. He cannot do it with the bishop because of the spin. So White tries to do it with the queen. Well, of course, White would love to trade because if he's down a piece and he's being attacked, if the queens disappear, then White is absolutely fine. In fact, he is winning. But of course, Knight does not trade. He moves the queen with tempo, queen c4 check. Uh, the king has to go to d1. And now Steins has a mini tactic. You can pause and figure this out. Well, this bishop is pinned, so Steins just takes the pawn. Queen takes pawn, attacking the rook, also attacking this pawn. Rook b1, White activates the rook. Steinitz, of course, takes this pawn. And now some weird things happened. Probably the most logical move would be bishop blocks, because the queen would defend the rook. But White blocks with the queen. And now Steinitz decides to activate all his pieces. He sacrifices again. Rook takes bishop. And the point is the queen cannot take. The queen is pinned. So the king must take. And that allows the last piece to come in. Black is down a full rook, but white pieces are not working well together. The king is open and black is attacking. In the game, uh, White moves this way. If he moves the other way, there is a very quick win by Black. I will pause for a second and let you find it. The move, of course, is queen here, and the king is out of squares. Of course, if the queen blocks, Black will just take. So to get us back, White goes to c1, but this king is not going to find any safety here as well. Black is using all his pieces to attack, bishop a3. The rook has to block. And now, of course, we don't take this rook. We can put more pressure. A lot of people would get excited and just win some material, but the point is, we sacrificed a lot of material already. Getting some of it back is not going to be so helpful. So instead, Black puts more pressure on the rook. The threat is simple, takes with checkmate. White throws in a check. Of course, Black can take, but Steins is not interested. He moves the king. And now White defends the rook, threatens his own checkmate. But the problem for him is Black gets the first. I will pause and let you find a checkmate for Black. And the move, of course, is the idea which many of you have seen before. Black has a checkmate in 3 moves. Check, forcing the king here, check, and then checkmate. Um, it was an interesting game. It's one of Stein's earlier games back when he played the romantic style. Some of the ideas which I want you to take away from this game is sometimes it's worth it to sacrifice some material in order to get a quick attack. Um, and in general, as I show more and more of these games, I wanted to get a feel for the fun that attacking chess can bring. I hope you enjoyed this video and more exciting material will come shortly. Please like and subscribe.